Oh boy.
I think you should start.
Actually, we met a couple years back at a project by a friend named Justin Minot. So he had this project called Love Came Down, and he asked me and Mary Lyn to be a part of it. So that was the first time I saw her. I was like, wow, she's so beautiful. Yeah.
Solomon came back to THC, the Hope Center, where we worshiped together.
Our church, yeah.
January of 2014, and that's when it all began.
During February of last year, I was watching her at church and just trying to listen to the word Pastor B's preaching, and I'm also watching her on sometimes but a time came I had to step out in faith and just I remember that I was working and I was in focus at work, but because I was texting her a lot. But she kind of hurt my feelings because she told me she only likes me as a friend. She would say that eventually, so I got a drive-by slap. It was game over.
I used to think he was annoying.
I hear that a lot.
But to be honest, I actually did appreciate his text messages. He was very communicative, and he kept me wanting to communicate with him. So
she felt sorry for me, so she had no other choice. It's all good.
Yeah.
But what actually happened was, I always say God is a perfect matchmaker. It was God who set us up, and we both just were planning about having a fellowship, just bring the girls and the guys together.
Yeah. And so he said, well, hey, we have my building we can use. So he says, okay, I'll take care of the location. Mary Lyn, you look after getting everything organized and contacting the people. And it ended up being a 7-hour fellowship.
Yes.
We were praying. We were praying over Canada.
Yeah.
And praying over each other, having we gave a word, and everybody had their part in it. Then we went to Celebration Square, right here where we're filming today. We ended up seeing each other then. Nothing was happening. Like, I didn't feel anything, right? I didn't know what was happening. And then the next day after that was an art workshop that was held in his building. The day after that was soccer fellowship, which was, I think, the first soccer fellowship. And I came out, never played soccer before, and it was my first time playing. And he was impressed.
That was when I actually knew she was the one.
He saw me do a headbutt.
Yes.
Saturday was my birthday dinner, and he wasn't going to come.
Yeah.
And I encouraged him to come because there were a few guys that were going to be there, and I thought he was the kind of guy who they would need in their life to represent Christ and like what he has as a man of God, something that he could transfer onto their lives. And it was that night when something sparked in me, and nobody else that came out to the dinner was really like, they didn't have the same heart as the two of us. So it was just the two of us standing out in a bar, talking to people, sharing Jesus, praying with people. And so because we were holding hands, I don't know, something happens when when you hold hands, and there was a spark. And then after that time of sharing Jesus with people and just making friends, we walked down the sidewalk, and I said, Solomon, you even walk like a pastor. And this is like really corny Christian pickup lines, but it actually worked for me. He turns around and he says, well, you walk or you look like a pastor's wife. And he winked. And I was like,
now give me 5 points. That's 5 points. Yeah.
And then that was, So it started at Bible study on Monday night, and then it ended on the Saturday night, followed by the 7th day seeing each other every day in a row, which was fellowshipping.
So God just set it up. So before God stepped in, every time I tried to see her, she had an excuse why she can't see me. But when God stepped in, I saw her 7 years in a row, and it was good. This is why I said God hooked us up. So for those of you praying for a husband, wait on the Lord. He's going to bring your guy for you. He's going to bring your wife for you. I would say for me, it was during the soccer ministry that we had over like 50, 60 people coming out twice a week. There were many times we had days guys would not show up, like stormy weather, rainy. She would stick by my side, competing with the guys, and I was like, wow.
Fights.
There was fight broke out in soccer. She was by the fight. She was there, fight broke out, mosquitoes. It was actually one time we had mosquitoes. Her sister shows up for soccer, and there were mosquitoes, and I just saw how she had my back, and I was like, God, this has to be my wife. This is my wife. I want to marry this woman. Just seeing how she stood by my side. So often people talk about the good times, but what has really brought us together was the crazy times. 4 months of our courtship, I just felt the Lord was leading me to Calgary. So I went to Calgary, and I tried everything I could not to go to Calgary. Like, look at her. It was just, the Lord was just calling me to give up everything and step out in faith on the boat. We did long distance for it's been about almost 9 months, 8 9 months, long distance. And it's been really tough.
I would say the first time that I went to visit him in Calgary, those few days were really solidified things, questions that I had.
Really?
We went.
I didn't know that. Okay. Every time we had questions, God would just always confirm in the most creative way ever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like he's saying, shut up, trust me, I got this.
Yeah.
So the trials that we went through was a confirmation she was for me.
I would say even in the last week, things became even more clear.
And before that, there were times I tried to come back to Toronto to visit. The Lord is like, no, you have to wait. So I was waiting for like 4 months, and I was frustrated. And I started thinking, God, are you telling me to wait because she's not for me? But I would always just believe and know that he's telling me, Solomon, do you trust me? Mm-hmm. And if the answer was yes, nothing else matters. So it was the yes that God showed us that kept us standing in times of trial. Mm-hmm. We both know we want to marry each other. Mm-hmm. Yes, I want to marry you. She wants to marry me. And there's only one thing missing, which is like, this beautiful finger of hers there's something missing here. So I'm going to do something real quick, which I think she knows right now.
Oh my God. I think you should get.
But I showed up here.
What?
Yes.
Is that why they're here?
Yes, everybody. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Are you serious? You're doing this right now?
Right
You know what? I was actually thinking that, but you plan things and you talk and you ruin surprises, and I was like, no, there's no way it's
God
happening.
works in mysterious ways. But I would like you to be my wife. Will you marry me?
I see beauty through your
Actually doing this now.
Right here.
Wow.
She gotta pray about it.
A gift from God above. Hey, if I could catch a rainbow, I'll bring it down to you, just to show you got many colors. If I could be a bird, I will always sing to you, just to let you know your words more than dollars. You are beautiful, beautiful.
Well, I have it on camera, so.
'Cause you are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Audio's recording.
Lord help me.
So we're gonna have you do a quick thing saying, "Hi, I'm Solomon. I'm Mary Lyn." That's
it?
Yeah, just introduce yourself for
Hello,
your
I'm
first.
Solomon. Last name too?
No, just your first name.
Hello, I'm Solomon.
Okay.
Yeah, you can